The Florida coast prepares for a massive storm. An investigation turns to threats made at local schools. And FFX is in full force tonight. We have a preview. This is 17 News at noon. Thanks for joining us for 17 News at noon. I'm Tabitha Mills, and we're learning more about a deadly crash that happened just east of Delano. One person died in the crash yesterday afternoon on Cecil Avenue and Reed Road. The CHP says a Chevy Cruze veered across the lane and hit a pickup truck. The Cruze driver died at the scene. Paramedics airlifted his passenger to Kern Medical with major injuries. No word on how he's doing today. The driver's family members told CHP they saw Snapchats of him drinking and taking pills just before the crash.
The driver's cell phone was located on his lap. It's unsure at this point if he was texting or Snapchatting live at that moment. But I wish people would realize the dangers of texting and driving and the use of cell phone. Whether you're intoxicated or not, it's an inherent danger, and it takes your attention away from what you're doing, which is driving a vehicle, which in upwards weigh 2 tons, which is a weapon.
CHP says beer cans were strewn around the crash scene. The truck driver wasn't hurt. Hurricane Dorian grows in size and strength, now a powerful Category 2 storm. Florida directly in its path. Millions now racing to prepare for what could be a massive Category 4 storm when it makes landfall. Here's NBC's Kathy Park.
This morning, Florida in the target zone of a powerful hurricane.
Speaking of the coast, buildings surf, dangerous rifts, and again, storm surge will be a big concern.
With urgent warnings as Dorian moves in.
You must have an evacuation plan.
We want our residents to be prepared.
Do not wait until it's too late.
Florida's governor expanding the state of emergency to include every county in the state, with the Emergency Operations Center now open day and night until the storm passes. President Trump canceling a trip to Poland to stay and monitor Dorian.
It's looking like it could be an absolute monster. We're ready. We have the best people in the world ready.
Residents across the state rushing out for supplies. In many places, long lines for water, propane, and gas. On Merritt Island, a 2-hour wait for sandbags.
We're below sea level, so I think everybody's fearing for the worst.
On Florida's Central Coast, where tourism is key, business owners are preparing for the worst on what should be a profitable holiday weekend.
We'll be doing a full-scale evacuation, probably shutting down tomorrow evening, pulling our docks, evacuating the charter boats, getting the tables and chairs and everything secured.
The International Space Station capturing this view of the massive hurricane from above. While on the ground, a mobile launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center moved closer to shelter, just in case. Some are taking no chances, like the Rolling Stones. The band has moved its Saturday concert in Miami to tonight, and Florida State football will kick off its season tomorrow in Tallahassee, not Jacksonville. All part of the preparations, big and small, as everyone watches to see where Dorian will land.
And if you'd like to track Dorian, we have a live stream on our KGET website where you can find that, and with more right now, our own Kevin Charette.
Yeah, we will be tracking Dorian for several days now, upgraded to a Category 3 not long ago. It is on a track to make its way right through Florida. The entire state of Florida is going to be impacted by this storm. The Category 3 with wind gusts at 130 miles per hour. It is going to strengthen to Category 4 strength before it makes its way inland as a Category 3 on the eastern side of Florida. Jacksonville is a little more north. They'll be on the outer edges, but they are not taking any chances. They will definitely be seeing rain, and they will also be seeing the winds with this. It is going to be a Category 4 as of Monday at 8 a.m., making its way on land Tuesday early morning as a Category 3, and then make a turn to the north up near Orlando and Jacksonville. So that's kind of what we're looking at on Dorian right now. We'll continue to track that. We're at 83 in Bakersfield right now. No winds. As we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast, mid-90s expected this afternoon, back into the 80s tonight. For Tehachapi, you're at 82, a northwest wind at 14, so you have that little breeze. And as we take a look at the hour-by-hour here, mid-80s this afternoon, slipping back into the 60s by 10 o'clock. I'll have more about our weekend weather. That's coming up in a few minutes.
Kevin, thank you. The sheriff's office is investigating a series of threats made at several Kern County schools. The first happened Sunday afternoon. KCSO says 3 students from Desert High School at Edwards Air Force Base received a threat on Instagram. The user threatened to shoot and stab students at the next football game and rape cheerleaders. Detectives say the 15-year-old suspect was actually one of the, quote, victims and sent the threat to himself to try and throw off investigators. Deputies arrested the teen and booked him into juvenile hall for making criminal threats and filing a false report. On Tuesday, deputies responded to a Caliente Elementary School in Lamont. That's where a 9-year-old student said he intended to kill teachers and staff. Deputies found he did not have access to firearms and sent the case to juvenile probation and child protective services. Then Wednesday, a Kern Valley High School student was seen on social media putting a handgun in his backpack and posted for people to not go to school in the morning. Deputies spoke to the student and his parents and learned the gun was a pellet gun and the student was mimicking a music video. KCSO says in all 3 incidents, the suspects didn't have actual intent to carry out the crimes. They put their lives on the line day after day to protect our community. And last night, first responders were recognized for their extraordinary efforts. 17's Karen Waugh was at Seven Oaks Country Club for the event and explains why a dinner was so special.
This was the first ever First Responders Dinner hosted by the Kern Law Enforcement Association and Kern Firefighters Local 1301.
On a daily basis, we see them out in the field firsthand.
They're the first ones on scene protecting our community.
Tonight's the night that these people show up and say thank you for doing what you do.
From county and city fire to Bakersfield Police and the Sheriff's Department, the community gathered to celebrate first responders who've gone above and beyond their line of duty.
It's just an honor to serve my community and to be able to go out there and protect those that can't protect themselves.
Among those honored, KCSO Deputy Richard Griffey, stabbed in the arm in July while responding to a 911 call.
Where's the knife at, Reginald? In his pocket.
And cut a gash in Deputy Griffey's arm that had it been in the neck, had it been in the artery in the arm, he would have bled out before anybody could have got there. That's how severe that wound was.
His bravery and level-headed thinking earned him this award. But he says his love for his job is the true reward.
You just go out and you do your job, you do the best you can, and once in a while you'll work a case or something will happen where you really feel good about having an impact.
Among the others recognized, reserve deputies, KCSO Search and Rescue, and all the first responders who stepped up during the Ridgecrest earthquakes.
Well, a lot of those guys were on vacation at home with their families, and they got called into work, and they worked long hours, and they worked 5, 6, 7 days in a row to make sure that Ridgecrest was taken care of.
All the proceeds from this event will go directly to charities chosen by each department. I'm Karen Waugh, 17 News.
Bakersfield police are going to crack down on those who choose to drink and drive this Labor Day weekend. Officers will conduct saturation patrols for people suspected of driving under the influence of alcohol and or drugs. This weekend from 9 o'clock Saturday night through 3 a.m. Sunday morning, you'll see more officers out on the roads. And the CHP will start its maximum enforcement period at 6 o'clock tonight. It runs through midnight Monday. CHP says during the 2018 Labor Day weekend, MEP 36 people died on California roads. Officers also arrested nearly 1,100 people for DUIs. GetBus will be operating on a holiday schedule Monday for Labor Day. Routes 47, 81, 82, 83, 84, and X92 won't be running. Also, the ride service in Southwest Bakersfield will operate on a weekend schedule. Those hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Customers can check GetBus holiday schedules in the GetBus book or call customer service at 869-2GET. Well, soccer is back at Cal State Bakersfield tonight. The regular season for men's soccer kicks off. The Runners are on the road for their first tournament in North Carolina. They're set to take on Elon University today at 2 p.m. Then tomorrow, the Runners take on Duke. If you want to see the men's soccer team at home, you'll have to wait a couple weeks. CSUB's first home game is Friday, September 13th against St. Mary's. This is CSUB's final season in the Western Athletic Conference. Well, it's Friday night football in Kern County, and 17's sports director Nick James says one of the best games tonight should be the matchup between Liberty and Ridgeview. Last year, the Pats pounded the Wolfpack 38-0, but Nick thinks this year will be a lot closer of a game. We talked to Liberty head coach Brian Nixon and Ridgeview head coach Rich Cornford ahead of tonight's game, and this is what they had to say.
This week, they're going to spread it out and put it all over the yard, so kind of challenges us, but it also gives us great opportunity to see all kinds of defenses in our preseason and prepare us for later on down the road.
We're looking to try to control the line of scrimmage, at least break even with the Patriots there, get the ball out in space, and then be able to tackle. They've got a good hard-running quarterback and some good receivers that can really fly, so we got to be able to get those guys on the ground.
The Wolfpack and the Patriots kick off at 7:30 at Ridgeview tonight. And just a reminder, it's week 2 of Friday Football Extra. Sports director Nick James will show you tonight's high school football highlights, and you can watch FFX tonight at 11:11 only on TV 17. Well, if your high schooler is considering attending a Cal State University campus, they might have to take an extra class before earning admission. The Sacramento Bee reports the CSU Board of Trustees is considering requiring freshman applicants to take an extra class that teaches quantitative reasoning to be eligible for admission. The class could be a 4th year of high school math or science or an elective. The proposal is drawing opposition from student advocates and educators who say it could reduce access for low-income and minority students. If the proposal passes, it will be implemented by 2026. They're looking to rock out at the Hollywood Bowl, but they need your help first. How you can help a local band get to the big stage. Just ahead. A local country music group needs your help to play at the Hollywood Bowl. Truxton Mile was selected to participate in a competition to be the opening act for the We Can Survive concert at the Hollywood Bowl. The annual concert brings together big names, and that means great exposure for Truxton Mile. But the group needs your votes. Head to kget.com to vote. You get 1 free vote a day, and after that, you can pay $1 per vote if you choose. That money will help aid the Music Cares Foundation, and we sure would love to see them play there at that Hollywood Bowl. All right, let's take another look at your forecast with Kevin.
And they're really good. I just listened to them a weekend ago, Maddie's big event with the Girl Scouts, and they rocked the house. Outside right now, 83 in Bakersfield, 81 in Delano, 83 out in Taft, and then for the mountains we have 80s and 90s to Hatchby at 82, 92 for Lake Isabella, and Ridgecrest currently at 94. We've got 87 in clear skies out in Arvin right now. Golden Hills, beautiful start to the afternoon, and temperature at 80. We did see a little bit of fog along the coastal areas. That's burning off, and nothing for the interior part of the state. Temperatures 93 in Sacramento, 98 in Fresno this afternoon, 87 in Los Angeles, 79 in San Diego, and to the east of us, that's where we really find that heat. Vegas at 107 with Phoenix today at 109. High pressure pushing just to the east with an incoming trough out of the north. We've seen a series of these. Yesterday we had some rain out of Seattle. The Raiders taking on the Seattle Seahawks, and they had plenty of downpours. So this ridge is going to nudge itself just over Colorado over the weekend, and that will keep temperatures in the upper 90s. In fact, the next 7 days, I see 90s and no triple digits. Air quality will be moderate for you today with an AQI at 87. And here's a look at the overall forecast. 96 in Bakersfield, 95 in Delano, 96 in Taft, and a northwest wind 5 to 10 for the mountains and the Kern River Valley. A little bit breezy out there for you. 87 in Frazier Park, 86 in Tehachapi, 81 in Bear Valley, 90s for the Kern River Valley, Lake Isabel at 95, 96 in Kernville. For the desert, sunny skies, a little breezy here as well. Temperatures, though, out of Ridgecrest still quite warm at 106, 99 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast heading into the weekend. We're looking at 98 tomorrow, 99 on Sunday, Monday. So, again, these temperatures are close to 100, but we'll try to keep them below. Overnight in the 70s, a few high clouds coming in next week, and then for the mountains, a little breezy the next 7 days, 80s to lower 90s, and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll be looking at possibly a little bit of cloud cover. And then for the Kern River Valley, also upper 90s for the weekend, and possibly a few clouds coming in early next week. But Labor Day, looking pretty good all around.
Can't beat that.
Now, if we can keep temperatures below 100, everybody's happy.
All right. Thanks so much, Kevin. We appreciate it. Well, if you're worried about those fees you may have from overdue library books, don't worry. The program that can help you clear your dues is just ahead in your 17 Business Watch.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back now in your 17 Business Watch and checking stocks. The Dow is down roughly 45 points, S&P 500 down about 8 points, and NASDAQ hovering down about 45 points this evening, or this afternoon rather. Now, a warning this afternoon for homeowners with glass cooktops in your kitchen. More than 26,000 glass cooktops have been recalled because they can turn themselves on. They were sold at Lowe's, Home Depot, Best Buy, and other stores between March 2017 and August 2019 under the Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Jenner brands. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says the cooktops pose a burn and fire hazard, but the recall notice doesn't explain how they turn themselves on. If you have the cooktops in your home, you're urged to contact Whirlpool to arrange for the installation of a free replacement cooktop. It's official. Apple has confirmed what many techies have expected. The tech giant sent out invitations yesterday for an event at its campus on September 10th. That's just 11 days away. At the event, Apple is expected to unveil its latest upgrade to its iPhone line. Potentially several models with an iPhone 11 brand. Apple is also expected to reveal an updated Apple Watch and new TV-related services. And from tech to text, the Library Amnesty Month wraps up today. Today is the last chance you have to clear your late fees at the county library by reading, donating, or returning the materials you borrowed. Some of the things you can donate are chalk, coloring books, and pencils and crayons. And trash bags, napkins, and paper plates are also needed. Find out more by going to the library's website, kerncountylibrary.org. Well, you've heard the expression, walk a mile in someone else's shoes. One museum is looking to literally do that, and we'll explain coming up. Welcome back. Sometimes you just can't understand someone else's point of view until you've walked a mile in their shoes. That's the idea behind an interactive pop-up museum in the middle of Denver, Colorado. Their idea to literally put you in someone else's shoes while you hear their story.
Y'all are welcome to come on in.
This is designed to look like a shoebox.
We were walking along here and saw this and said, well, we're going to do that because, like, why wouldn't you?
You walk around for 8 to 10 minutes, which is how long the stories are. It's also how long it takes to walk a mile. My name is Ryan Fu.
Aaron Trapp.
I'm stage manager, and I'm also kind of like a project lead on this.
I'm the executive director of the Biennial of the Americas. So as part of the Biennial of the Americas Festival that's coming to Denver this September, we're launching the Empathy Museum's A Mile in My Shoes exhibit.
Empathy.
You put on someone else's shoes and listen to their story.
The idea is to give people a chance to step out of their own perspective.
And there are stories in here that people might listen to that is somebody they might never sit down and have coffee with.
So we've curated stories from 30 residents of Denver from all walks of life.
My job was to reach out to different community members and then have them meet me at my recording studio and capture their stories.
We have stories from chefs, from artists. We have a drag queen story.
Some that were in different languages, some that were for folks who are differently abled, some from people of color.
I just took a walk around the block and I listened to Ryan's story while walking in his sandals. So I got to hear his story of what it's like to essentially wake up in a body and not know who your mom or dad or any of the people you go to high school with are. Just struck by what a profound experience that must be.
Right now, when you look at the North and South American axis, one of the things that seems to be missing is a real understanding of each other's perspectives.
If you just get out of bed and you turn on the engine, you could go back to bed that same night and never have gotten outside of your own head.
So that's what empathy is. It's recognizing how similar we are.
To actively think about what would it be like for somebody else to be in relationship with me or to see the world as somebody else does. It makes the day quite different and a lot better.
Did you enjoy it? I did, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, blessings, blessings.
Very neat. A family up north is reunited with their dog 14 months after he went missing from their home in Folsom. The Shelton family adopted Teddy when he was just a few weeks old. A little while later, he somehow escaped. The family of 4 scoured the area, but they never found him. On Wednesday, another family in the Sacramento area was on the lookout for their own dog named Chance. They spotted a pup that looked just like him, but turns out It was Teddy. The family took him to a nearby shelter, and on the way, they found Chance. The vet was able to identify Teddy's owners through his microchip and was returned to the family in Folsom, some 20 miles away. Well, when we return here on 17 News at Noon, we will introduce you to our pet of the week who is looking for their forever home, or hers, I should say. Stay with us. Well, finally here at noon, Chuck Nordstrom is in with our pet of the week from the SPCA. Chuck, thank you for joining us
Glad
again.
to be here.
We always love when you come in because you bring some of the cutest little furry friends. So who do we have today?
Well, today we have Peggy, and Peggy is a little just Heinz 57 mix. We have her down as a terrier mix. I believe there's some Doxy in there with her short little legs and the way her feet are. Maybe a little bit of Schnauzer.
Okay.
Who knows what else is in there.
Heinz 57 for sure.
Yeah, but she is just 2 months old, and she needs a good, loving home and somebody where she can play and run around and get that energy out of her, because she's got a lot of it.
If we are interested in Peggy, what do we need to know?
Well, you can come out this afternoon and take a look at her in the kennel, and then she's available for adoption tomorrow when we open.
And she probably needs a yard too. She doesn't need a little small apartment or something like that.
Yeah, no, she's going to need some running room and, if it's family, kids to play with. But she's going to be a handful going through that puppy stage, but she's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know sometimes people see small dogs, they think, oh, apartment ready, but I think Peggy has a lot of energy and she needs some room to roam, if you will. Chuck, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And that's all we have for 17 News at Noon. If you're interested in Peggy, go check her out.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.